What's going on YouTube and cryptocurrency family? My name is Harry. I'm the Crypto Vet. Thank you for tuning back in. Lots of exciting stuff happening today. Of course, it is April Fool's, and I had a lot of people message me when they had this news that Ripple settles XRP case with the SEC for $100 million. I'm not a big fan of April Fool's Day. I think it's kind of stupid, but I hope you didn't fall for this. This is a joke. The SEC has not settled yet. But today we're going to go over some stuff with Bitcoin, Ethereum, potentially breaking out, and XRP. So if you like that, like the content, hit the like, hit the subscribe. I would appreciate it so much. So close to 1,000. It's been, a very fun ride, and I'm so excited to get there and got exciting things planned for the channel from here on out. If you haven't already, follow me on Twitter at XRP Veterinarian. Links to Twitch, Discord, all the other goodies, fun stuff down below. But let's go ahead and get started here on CoinMarketCap. Right now we can see that we got a lot of green going on here today. Bitcoin just under 59,000, Ethereum above 1,900 finally after a long time here. We got XRP moving up just a tad, but still kind of trading sideways following the price action of Bitcoin. Our biggest gainers today are Filecoin. We got Tron doing some things here. I'm not sure what Justin Sun's doing right now, but and then we have the BTMX and then NPXS both down a little bit, but these have both pumped over 100% in the past couple weeks. Let's go and dive into Bitcoin. Oh, first off, shout out to Moon Lambo, who he brought this out to everybody as far as the Ripple case not being true. So he's a good guy, Mr. Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. If you haven't checked him out, be sure to go check him out. Let's go ahead and head over here to Bitcoin. So if we look at Bitcoin, we've been following this here, and this is the daily chart, and we've been in this bearish pennant here, and we're trying to decide if we're going to go up or down. There's a lot of bullish news on Bitcoin. The United States is printing money left and right, but this doesn't mean that we're not going to have a potential downside or drop to the downside. And the reason I'm bringing this up is I want to show a couple things. So if I head over here to the monthly, and we just started a new monthly candle. If we look right here, we can see that we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months straight of going up in the air. Now, anytime you see this, most likely going to head back down to the downside. And you can kind of see here, we're rounding off on this chart here. Our RSI is overextended. I really feel like we do need to come back down, right? So it doesn't mean we're going to. We could potentially come here and then slowly just hover here for 1 to 2 months and then continue up, or Bitcoin can do Bitcoin things and just keep going up and up and up, because these are strange circumstances. We didn't have a global pandemic. We didn't print 25% of our GDP in money in 1 year. Back in 2009, we didn't, during the crisis then, we didn't do anything similar to what we've done now. So could this be a different cycle, be a super cycle? Yeah, it could be. We have no idea. But if we just go back to normal market structure and what we know about money here, this is 6 straight months of pumpage on Bitcoin. We went up a total of 480%, 470% in 5 months, 6 months here. That's absolutely crazy. So if we go ahead and just bring this back down to the daily, and I'll go ahead and leave my lines off for just a second. We have nice pump, correction, nice pump, correction, nice pump, correction. But you can see here as we're going, this is getting tighter and tighter as we go up to the top that we're at now. And to me, this is showing lots and lots of signs that we are potentially hitting a top for the short term. Because you know me, guys, I'm completely bullish on Bitcoin and crypto in general. But we have to consolidate and come back down at some point. So right now we're in this bearish pennant here. We've gone over different scenarios on where if we did drop to the downside where we could go, but something that could be forming right now is a potential head and shoulders pattern here. And this here being a double top with a little bit slightly lower value on this side, and we could round out here. And if that was to be the case, and we were to say a measured move from here to the neckline down, we could be seeing a drop down to our very bearish target of around $29,000 to $30,000. So I just want to make sure everybody's on the same page here, because nothing is going to go up forever. Bitcoin could have a nice big drop. We'll have a really big altcoin season due to Bitcoin dominance dropping. We'll see XRP, Ethereum, and all of them take off. There's lots of different scenarios that could happen. But before we go bearish or before we go bullish, we got to wait to see what price action does in the meantime. So as of right now, we are back over key support here of this big yellow line here. You can see that we're trading in between two very key lines. One, 60,000, a very, very strong resistance. And then right here, we could see a very good support right now at about $57,500. And we also have the 20 daily exponential moving average right below us. And we are currently breaking out of this potential pennant or bull flag, however you want to call it. So we have a lot of good support and a lot of good resistance. So what are we going to do? Well, we wait. We got to wait and see. We're not sure if it's going to go above it. We're not sure if it's going to go below it. So what we can do, though, is in the short term is we can take in everything together. Well, we know that we've been very bullish for a very long time, 6 straight months. If we go from the monthly to the weekly, we can see that on the weekly, we're starting to get a little bit of this very, very bearish divergence showing that our RSI is going down, but our price is going up, sensing that there needs to be some sort of correction. And if we zoom in from the weekly to the daily, we can see it even stronger. If we go from the daily and we zoom into, say, the 4-hour, we can start to see other patterns forming at the same time, where we have this wedge, ascending wedge forming at the same time here. We broke below the wedge, we confirmed the wedge, and now we're heading to the downside. Well, this here is not a bullish scenario, in my opinion. Typically, this pattern breaks to the downside with a target of the exact same level that it started at, which would put it back into this other pattern and potentially come back to test around $49,500 or $50,000, right? But that doesn't mean it's going to happen because we have to see where it goes. But what this usually starts is we come up to the top, we start to round over, and then eventually we fall off the cliff here. The key thing here, though, is that we have good support by this yellow line. We've got support from this green line, and we've also got support at this 57.5. So we could just round down here, bounce, ride this up, and then eventually break here to the upside, which would be a good thing because this would give us time to reset a lot of the oscillators and make it to where the buyers are more in control than the sellers. But as of right now, we are at a very key spot where we could potentially drop down and come back down to retest some of these lower supports, since our buying pressure is not enough to get us over this. We can also see maybe a little bit of a diamond pattern forming right here, which if I zoomed in to say the hourly right here, we can see this diamond pattern right here in the center, which is depicted by a nice big drop in the middle, and then a ascending line, descending line, descending line, ascending line going in between. These are usually bearish patterns, consolidation, and just indetermination of the market of which way to go. So as of right now, Bitcoin is at a very, very key spot. It doesn't really know where it's supposed to go, but if we do get a nice break above this resistance here, confirm it, and go up. If we get above $60,000, I feel like it's going to be really, really good for Bitcoin. But as of right now, it seems to be a bit of a struggle to get above it. So I still am hesitant that, we're going to go parabolic from here, but anything can happen. We just need to see what happens from this exact point. Because if this here is a big head and shoulders pattern, all we're going to be doing is hoping that it's going to go up as it slowly consolidates down for the next couple of weeks. So we'll just need to keep an eye on Bitcoin right now. For me personally, I'm just sitting the sidelines. I'm waiting. I don't have any trades open at the moment. Just kind of waiting to see what happens. If we move over here to Ethereum, we can see that Ethereum was in this symmetrical triangle. We did break out. If you watched my channel previously, we did have this reverse head and shoulders pattern right here at the bottom. We had a nice little measured move. We hit the target exactly. So the trade that we made was right down here at 1700. I actually got out at around 1855. It was a quick couple $100 profit on low leverage, just because I didn't know if we would make it above this resistance. We did make it above. Well, right now we're getting stopped out on this fib line here at the one fib, and these are the same Fibonacci lines that I drew a long time ago from this top to this bottom, and you can see how key they've been in determining where our bounces have gone all the way through to here, where we had a good bounce at the golden pocket. And in the Discord, I was saying, well, I think 1600 is actually a pretty damn good price to potentially long, and that could be the bottom, only because it would make a perfect symmetrical triangle. Got lucky, and that was correct. But it also matched this head and shoulders pattern going down to the downside. So I do think that Ethereum here is most likely going to have a drop at least back down to around 1850-ish, 1860 to confirm this symmetrical triangle breakout. If that doesn't hold, we'll go back into the pattern, most likely get a good support around the 1750 range. But again, it sounds like it's time for Ethereum to do its thing. It's been kind of chilling in the background for a while, but let's go ahead and move over to XRP. Oops. So here on XRP, I had a lot of people telling me that, there's no way that XRP is going to be able to recover from the SEC lawsuit. And I respectfully disagree. If you pretend that the lawsuit didn't happen, the lawsuit occurred right here with this big candle right in December. If we just look, XRP has been in a downtrend for, how long? What is this? From 2018 to somewhere around March when we had the pandemic. Ever since this point, we have no longer created lower lows. From this point forward, we have created higher lows. And you can represent this just with a simple line. I'm not even going to make these very exact, but you can tell that this line is going down and this line is going up. So at this point, this was a pivot point for XRP. So until we get below 19 or 20 cents again, XRP is bullish. Yeah, could it potentially take a lot of time? Yes. But you can even see with the SEC lawsuit, we still did not get lower than the lowest point that we had back in March. So overall, XRP is bullish, and it is now flipped its trend from bearish to bullish, and it is on an uptrend. Now, let's say we didn't have this SEC news back in December. Could it have potentially, I don't know why it keeps doing that, could it have potentially continued, not continued to go up and had gone down? Potentially. Would it have gone down as far? Probably not, right? If we didn't have the bad SEC news, we most likely would have just came down to, say, maybe the moving average, and then this triangle would be a little tighter, and you could say take this little section right down here, just delete this and move it up, and we would have been in a much bigger consolidation pattern, probably the same symmetrical triangle. And, if we zoom into XRP right now, that same section, you can see that we are getting towards the end where we will potentially have a very, very big and very, very explosive breakout, especially if there's bonus stuff that happens at the same time, relisting on certain exchanges, potential settlement like the stupid thing that had, happened today. So, XRP may not do it today, but I guarantee you in the next week or two, we will have a decision on which way we're going, up or down, and I most likely can bet that it is going to be up. And, will it be a little fake out wick like this? Potentially. Are we relying on Bitcoin to decide which way we go? In a sense, yes. If Bitcoin keeps consolidating, XRP has a chance to break out and do its own thing. Bitcoin drops, well, all of the alts are going to drop with it until they can either get bought back up or recover back into their own market structure and go from there. So, another question I had was, how can you buy this when Jedd McCaleb is selling, 127 million XRP? 127 million XRP is like less than 1% of the total circulating supply. Not enough to dilute the market or alter the price, even if it's sold on one exchange all at once, unless you're at a very, very small exchange that has very, very low liquidity. So, great questions, guys. But, overall, very, very bullish on XRP. Its time will come. I'm a long-term holder of XRP. I'm holding it, getting ready for when that breakout comes. I'm waiting for a break above 60 cents, confirm 60 cents as support, no longer resistance. At that point, I will be longing the shit out of XRP. Until then, these little movements in between are just times to buy more if you got more money. And then, hey, this is not financial advice. I'm just a doctor/idiot. But I hope that answers some of the questions on XRP. Nothing's really changed on the chart. Same with Ethereum, except for the fact that we broke out from here. Only thing that's changed on Bitcoin is we got some little short-term patterns that we could potentially make some trades off of. But as of right now, I'm starting to get a little bit more bearish than I was the day before, because the longer it takes to get over this is just as much trouble as, you know, the longer it takes to get back down, right? Because the more we test support, the more likely it is to break. The more we test resistances, the more likely we are to get above it. Problem is we're not really testing any new resistances. We're testing lower tier resistances as we go. So again, I'm going to sit back and wait. We're going to see what happens, and anything changes, I'll throw that shit in the Discord, make a video. But until then, guys, I'll catch you in the next one.